Hare Krishna. Welcome you all for the Surabhi Kunj Bhakti Center Sunday evening feast program. So before I start, I seek blessings from senior Vaishnavas. At least I can speak what it is being mentioned in scriptures by Srila Prabhupada. I'll try at least I can speak close to the reality what it is supposed to be, to not deviate, and I need all the senior Vaishnavas' blessings. Pancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. So today we are going to start Bhagavad Gita chapter 11. So before we start Bhagavad Gita chapter 11, first sloka, just wanted to know what is the connection between previous chapter, that which is Vibhuti Yoga, 10th chapter, and how it is being connected to the 11th chapter. Anyone wants any comments? How it is being connected from previous chapter to this chapter?
Previous chapter is opulence of absolute. Basically, we are talking about the different opulences of Lord is mentioned.
Right. So 10.42 Krishna says, with a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. So this is the, I think, last text in the 10th canto, 10th chapter, 42nd sloka. So when Arjuna heard about this one, that is where he got the desire in his heart. So basically what he is trying to say is, okay, whatever you are saying, I completely agree. I believe you, but I wanted to see you if you think I am qualified. So that's where the desire started from the last 10.42. So I wanted to see all pervading form of you, O my dear Lord Krishna. So the hankering that it is there in Arjuna's heart to see Vishwarupa, the universal form of Lord Krishna, which is present in 11th chapter that we are going to see now. Universal form. So I'll just give you a quick overview in terms of how it is being cascaded with respect to 1 to I think 55 slokas. So it has been categorized into multiple ways, like how the flow is going to fall in with respect to conversations and the actors involved in the 11th chapter. In the first 1 to 8, it is going to be Arjuna is requesting Krishna's universal form. So this is the detailed about how he wanted to do it and what kind of information that he is seeking and why he is seeking actually. And the next set of slokas talks about Sanjaya is describing about the universal form. And the middle portion, Krishna talks about he is the time about Krishna says. After that, Arjuna's realizations and he started his prayers, offering his prayers to Krishna. And the last content is going to be, I think, the climax, right? So basically the pure devotional service that's going to be getting awarded as 200 form of Shyam Sundar forms, which is called Sri Radha Gopinath Vishwarupa. So that is going to be delivered. So this is a glimpse of it with respect to the chapter 11. We'll see first sloka now. Please repeat. Arjuna Uvacha Maddanugrahaya Paramam Maddanugrahaya Paramam Guhyam Madhyatma Samjitam Guhyam Madhyatma Samjitam Yatpayokam Vachastena Yatpayokam Vachastena Mohoyam Vigato Mama Mohoyam Vigato Mama Arjuna Uvacha Maddanugrahaya Paramam Guhyam Madhyatma Samjitam Yatpayokam Vachastena Mohoyam Vigato Mama Arjuna Uvacha Maddanugrahaya Paramam Guhyam Madhyatma Samjitam Yatpayokam Vachastena Mohoyam Vigato Mama
Arjuna Uvacha Maddanugrahaya Paramam Guhyam Adhyatma Samhitam Yatvayoktam Vachastena Mohoyam Vigato Mama Arjuna Uvacha Maddanugrahaya Paramam
गुह्यम् आध्यात्मसंहितम् यत्त्वयोक्तं वचस्तेन मोहोऽयं विगतो मम।
अर्जुन उवाच
अर्जुन उवाच मदनुग्रहाय परमम् गुह्यम् आध्यात्मसंहितम् यत्त्वयोक्तं वचस्तेन मोहोऽयं विगतो मम।
अर्जुन उवाच
अर्जुन उवाच मदनुग्रहाय परमम्
गुह्यम् अध्यात्मसंहितम्
गुह्यम् आध्यात्मसंहितम्
यत्त्वयोक्तं वचस्तेन मोहोऽयं विगतो मम।
मोहोऽयं विगतो मम। Word to word meaning. Arjuna uvacha. Arjuna said. Mat anugrahaya. Just to show me favor. Paramam. Supreme. Guhyam. Confidential subject. Adhyatma. Spiritual. Samhitam. In the matter of. Yet. What. Tvaya. By you. Yuktam. Said. Vachaha. Words. Tena. By that. Moha. Illusion. Ayam. This. Vigataha. Is removed. Mama. My. Translation. Arjuna said, by my hearing the instructions you have kindly given me about these most confidential spiritual subjects, my illusion has now been dispelled. Purport. This chapter reveals Krishna as the cause of all causes. He is even the cause of Mahavishnu, from whom the material universes emanate. Krishna is not an incarnation, he is the source of all incarnations. That has been completely explained in the last chapter. Now, as far as Arjuna is concerned, he says that his illusion is over. This means that Arjuna no longer thinks of Krishna as a mere human being, as a friend of his, but as the source of everything. Arjuna is very enlightened and is glad that he has such a great friend as Krishna, but now he is thinking that although he may accept Krishna as the source of everything, others may not. So, in order to establish Krishna's divinity for all, he is requesting Krishna in this chapter to show his universal form. Actually, when one sees the universal form of Krishna, one becomes frightened like Arjuna, but Krishna is so kind that after showing it, he converts himself again into his original form. Arjuna agrees to what Krishna has several times said. Krishna is speaking to him just for his benefit. So Arjuna acknowledges that all this is happening to him by Krishna's grace. He is now convinced that Krishna is the cause of all causes and is present in everyone's heart as the super soul. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadhaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitasha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari
वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। So after hearing Krishna's suppliances, Arjuna is saying, "O Krishna, you are mercifully spoken to me, at least the highest subject matter of the spirituality. Because of this, what is happening now? O Krishna, you are mercifully spoken to me, the highest subject matter of spirituality. Because of that, what's happened to Arjuna?
Illusion dispelled.
Yes. So because of this, all my illusion is gone." So now, purport Srila Prabhupada mentions here, as far as Arjuna is concerned, he says that illusion is over. This means that Arjuna is no longer thinks of Krishna as mere human being, as friend of his, but as the source of everything. So the important point here is, unfortunately, in Kali Yuga, the so-called technology and then people surrounding it are not able to understand the Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So some of them may consider great, some of them may consider is okay, partially he has something to do, and some of them may seek that, yeah, we might have seen some here and there, so we know that something is there. But the supreme, the keyword so-called, it is mentioned in scripture, is not going the flow it's supposed to be. So it's very clear that such people who call Krishna as ordinary being, ordinary human being, they are in still complete illusion. They are under still complete illusion. So it is being blocked, their intelligence, in a way they cannot agree or they cannot understand why he is supreme, because of that illusion. So we were into, if suppose understand, like if we are into this illusion, thinking that Krishna is a ordinary person, what should we do? If anybody thinks that Krishna is an ordinary person, what should that person do?
That person should read Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
Especially chapter 11.
So I was listening to some classes and I don't remember exact name. And Senior Vaishnava was mentioning maybe Kirta Chaitanya Prabhu in one of the class some time back. Simple thing is, just you must pray to Krishna that please remove my illusion. If somebody thinks in that angle, then only it can go. See, everybody is having, I think most of people are here is married, having children and all, right? Even if you tell to your children, your kid or son or daughter, what's his mind is always, something I need to impress my father, something I need to impress my mother, then only I get that trick, right? So that impression, he knows that, okay, you have a capability to do it. Everything, whatever I ask, being a kid, whatever I ask, you have capability to give it to me. So that's why I always beg you. So if you correlate in spiritual world with our human sense, how do you want it to connect between both the parties? As much as you are aware, but sometimes you feel that so-called technology comes into the picture, you may not agree. So that's why it mentioned, that's because of the illusion. Unless somebody prays to Krishna and get that mercy, then only it automatically clears the pain. The next line it says, Arjuna is very enlightened and is glad that he has such a great friend as Krishna, but now he is thinking that although he may accept Krishna as the source of everything, others may not. So, in order to establish Krishna's divinity for all, he is requesting Krishna in this chapter to show his Vishwarupa, universal form. So here, what Arjuna is understanding, Krishna is the source of everything, Sarva Karana Karana. If we realize that, we understand that everything in this world belongs to Krishna because it's coming from himself, right? That is the only reason. So as soon as we start getting the knowledge on this aspect, what will happen next? So now you understand everything is coming from Krishna. So what will happen after that? So now you understand that this is the knowledge that you are getting it. So what is the next step, that how do we transform? What will happen to us?
We will not think this is mine.
Yeah,
This is mine.
right. So we start acknowledging that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then we start serving Him. So the minute when you start serving Him, automatically you will be performing the devotional activities, devotional service. So what is the problem if we don't do this? So whatever I said, now you are accepting it, you are acknowledging it. What if you don't do it?
It will be illusion.
Right.
It will be illusion.
So the main problem is we don't accept Him, and then we will not be able to. I am repeating the above three steps in opposite direction. So we will not be able to worship Krishna. Because we will not be able to worship Krishna, then we cannot chant the Kali Yuga Dharma of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Because we don't have an opportunity to chant, then we will not be able to break the life and death of cycle. So we will not be able to, the conclusion is basically we will not be able to break the chain, and we will be, as I said, we will be stay in this material world. So that's why it says we understand the sweetness of Krishna and greatness of Krishna, so who can completely surrender to Krishna. So next few lines, Prabhupada mentions, Arjuna agrees to what Krishna has several times said. Krishna is speaking to him just for his benefit. So Arjuna acknowledges that all this is happening to him by Krishna's grace. He is now convinced that Krishna is the cause of all causes and is present in everyone's heart as a super soul. So just think in this way. So everybody is educated at a good amount of courses, I believe, at least before the PhD levels. So in our academic career, it is possible that did anyone tried mugging of for exams? Anyone tried, or anyone is intelligent enough? There is a word like Ekasantagrahi. Once you just read it, you can go ahead and write an exam sheet. But now, consider the same scenario here. Can we mug up Bhagavad Gita slokas, and can we mug up all the expansions, whatever it is mentioned? Is it possible? So,
of course you can mock up, that's no problem. But the content purpose that we have to understand.
So the subject of the spirituality, like reading 100 times, 200 times, mugging up, will not work in the spiritual. So what works here is basically, as previously mentioned, purely on Krishna's mercy. So I think in 10.11 he clearly says, when I show special mercy unto you, I remove the darkness, ignorance, and there is the heart, and I lit the lamp of knowledge into it. So when that happens, then only we don't have to come to the picture of mugging up of concepts, reading 100, 200 times, so that I just, somebody asks me, okay, what is 11.1? Okay, we'll start telling it. So that is not going to work in terms of spiritual progress that is supposed to be happening. So now the question is, Why Arjuna wanted to see the universal form of Krishna? Any points anybody wanted to make? Why Arjuna wanted to see the universal form of Krishna? So Arjuna is a great devotee of Krishna that everybody is aware. So usually the devotees would like to see the most Shyam-Sundar form, the two-handed form of Krishna. Not like the fully millions of heads, millions of bellies and all other things. But why Arjuna wanted to get into that stage?
In the 10th chapter, Arjuna heard about the opulences of Krishna. Now theoretically he heard. And in the 11th chapter, he wanted to see practically. That is one thing I feel. And the other one is maybe, some impersonalists will be there. So for them, it is like a proof that Krishna is having a form which includes everything, which includes all the universes, everything. So, I mean,
Okay.
to prove that Krishna has form.
Okay. Alright. So, what Mataji said is kind of in line with what it's supposed to be. See, in general, whether it's an impersonalist or sometimes devotees also, they feel. In general terms, when you ask somebody who comes to regular to the temple, who is God means, he is having some extra talent, he is having some extra things. Always they wanted to see God in at next level. Suppose if once what happened, I think one of the temple president, he was asked to go to one program for giving class. So since all other devotees in the temple premise, brahmacharis are involved in various other services. So nobody is there to accompany Prabhuji. So what had happened? Prabhu has stepped out from the temple and then he has taken the local bus transport and then he reached the destination and he started coming in. Everybody was bewildered like, how did you come? How did you come? So he was saying, I just came by transport. How come you are a temple president and you are going to address so many people? But how come you came? Why nobody? No, actually they are all busy with some services. I could not get help from anyone. So I thought I can just come. So people think that since he is a temple president, so the expectation is he should come at least in some kind of, like Honda City and get it here. Somebody open the door and gets it. So in general, that is the tendency. So similar to that, when it comes to the Supreme Personality, so they always wanted something in their mind. Okay, if something you just don't do any kind of magics, I will not accept. So Arjuna wants the people of this world to know who is the Supreme Personality. So there are like what you say, people may think that he is an ordinary person. At the same time, people may think that even though he is a god, but I don't see anything extraordinary qualifications that has been potential so that I can also say, I can also speak to other people that okay, really I can believe he is something really god, or we can call him as supreme. How to prove that? So the best example is, I think everybody is aware Mahabharata story, right? Mahabharata series. So in that, if you look at it, Gandhari mentions, I think Gandhari curses Krishna, your Yadukul dynasty, right? But did it happen or not? It happened. So that means, can somebody quote Gandhari is more powerful than Krishna? Why not? See, she challenged it and she did it. It happened, right? So can we say now Gandhari is powerful?
He only mentioned about dynasty, he didn't mention Krishna.
No, but still she has mentioned, see, Krishna comes from Yadukul dynasty, right? But still the curse what's supposed to happen, it happened. So because of that reason, Arjuna wanted to make Krishna to show the universal form. So once what happened, I think there is a discussion between Prabhupada disciples. So one disciple came to Prabhupada and asked, Prabhupada, there is a new person in the town who is claiming himself as Guru. And then he is claiming himself as God. So Prabhupada said, okay, ask him to show Vishwarupa. So then this disciple went back to him and then he asked the same question. So what was the reply that he got first? And again he came back to Prabhupada and he mentioned, Prabhupada, I got a reply from him. Okay, what happened? He's telling he can show the Vishwarupa, but none of his disciples are qualified to see. Okay, so people are like that to cheat. So that's where if somebody wanted to play, so let the play to happen. Somebody wanted to do some magic, let the magician to be. So that's where Arjuna is trying to see. Lord actually does many things in one shot. So Lord wanted to prove the chastity of Gandhari, and Lord also wanted to wind up the Yadukul dynasty. So that's as planned as if like it's supposed to happen, it is going to be like that. And also there are some conversations, it is mentioned how the universe is going to get started and all that. Even though everything is pervaded on him, but it's like he doesn't have any pain or anything, any issue. For example, now so many avatars are keep on rotating. So every yuga there is something or other is going on. But Krishna doesn't go in up and down. Okay, now Kali is going to start. I think did that avatar has come to that location. It is not like that. I mean, Narasimha is already in the place of that planet or not. So as if automatically things will get into the place. So that's where the Supreme Personality has become. So even demigods are also bewildered by seeing the activities of Krishna. So there was a beautiful incident which had happened in Mahabharata time. So once what happened, all the Pandavas are in the forest. Okay. So while they are in the forest, they were on the way, they saw a beautiful ashram which has got very good trees in it. So usually during that Vanavasa period, they may not have enough food what they are supposed to have it, and sometimes it's difficult to cook and all. So if something they can have it, which will not have that hunger should maintain for some more days so that they don't have to worry about food and all. Something that sort is actually looking. So meanwhile, what had happened, when they passed through that forest, they found one ashram and they saw one tree. There is a one good fruit. I think it's called Divya Phal or something. So Draupadi said, my dear Yudhishthira, I wanted that fruit. Then Yudhishthira, okay, he has taken his arrow and he has put that arrow, he has touched the fruit has fallen down. Now Yudhishthira will go and take the fruit. He is not able to lift the fruit. Then he will call Napil Sahadev. Okay, brother, I will take care. So they both will go, they will try to lift it. No, it will not move. Then Arjuna will try. Nothing is moving. Then after some time, Bhishma will come. Bhishma, brothers, don't worry, let me try. So he will just go with his left hand, he will try to lift it. Nothing is moving. Then he felt, okay, let me try with two hands. Again he will try it. Nothing is moving. Then he also felt, nothing is happening, something is wrong. By then, that ashrama where they are standing, that ashrama belongs to one Rishi called Roma Rishi. So, because his name is Roma Rishi, the ashram full is Rome only, all his heirs. People who are they standing right now, it is actually standing on his hair. then he slightly gets a pain on his head, something is happening because they are disturbing, right? They are shaking and all, then he felt bad. He is about to curse. He's getting ready. He felt something, somebody is disturbing my dhyana. So what happened? Draupadi, okay, looks like something is going wrong. He is about to curse, meanwhile his Romas actually is taking the circles and trying to catch their legs, including Draupadi. Then she, as usual, Krishna, one word, Krishna appears there. What happened? See, this is the situation. We tried to take this fruit, but unfortunately we could not able to do it. We are unable to take it. See, on top of it, it is catching our legs. We don't know what to do. Please help us. Krishna will tell, see, those days, ashrama, there are rules. We are not supposed to pluck the fruit from tree. If it falls by its own, then only we have to take it. So that's the kind of rules it is mentioned those days. You break the rule, so you have to suffer. Then Draupadi again, please understand, now we are in a situation, we are in deep soup, already our legs are going in, you need to. Then you guys need to pacify Rama Rishi. He is a great devotee. And then they will all ask, Krishna, please, you please pacify him, like we cannot do. Okay. See, now Krishna will tell them, okay, do one thing, you don't come until I say. And whatever is going to happen, you are not supposed to act onto it until I say anything. So, just listen what I am saying and he will just tell them. They said, okay. Now Krishna alone will go to that ashram. Once Krishna entered to that ashram, Rama Rishi felt very happy. He will do a Dandavat Pranam, my dear Krishna, I am very happy to see you. Without any invitation, you are so kind to visit my ashram, I am very happy. And he will offer flowers, he will offer fruits, and he will do, Dandavat Pranam, and then he felt very happy and he was talking. Slowly, after a few minutes, he will ask Krishna to, sit in the chair and then talk about what's the reason that you had come. It was very nice to see. And I did not expect that I'll get your darshan at this time. So they were talking nicely for some time. Meanwhile, Rama Rishi forgot about the pain is happening and the curse that he's supposed to do with Pandavas. Then after some time, Krishna will tell, now it's time to come, you guys come now. So then Pandavas will enter into the Rama Rishi ashram. So the minute it is happening, then this guy, furious, right? He felt very sad that now he is about to curse them and then he is looking at the opportunity. Immediately, Krishna turns to Pandava's side and he pays Dandavat Pranam. Okay? Then this guy builded, oh, Krishna himself is doing Dandavat Pranam to these people, then they might be something different. He will also do Dandavat Pranam. Then after that, he still have little because that anger will be there. Then he felt that immediately he put his hand, okay, you guys come, let me see what you guys are up to. Then Krishna immediately he just pray obeisances and then he just Pranam, please come. Again, Rama Rishi also, he fold his two hands and then he will also say Pranam and please come and say. Then Krishna explains to Rama Rishi, they are Pandavas, due to so and so reason they are in a Vanavasa situation. Unfortunately, without your knowledge, they happen to cut hold of you because by hitting the fruit, they are not aware. Please, if we can excuse, if we can give this Divya Phalam, the fruit, probably the number of times that they can reduce preparing food or eating food can help them. So if you can do that, that will be great. Then Rama Rishi felt happy. Sure, no problem, they can take as many foods as they want. By looking at this, right, can anybody imagine Supreme Personality paying obeisances to the Pandavas? How is it possible? It's not possible. So, in some of the situations, it is very difficult to understand the activities that are being played by Krishna. We cannot even understand fully. So this is one of the example incident in Mahabharata past times. So that's where when people try to understand, okay, so Krishna, he can do anything, but he can actually do everything and anything without no time. So when Krishna performs such kind of things, Arjuna wants to ask, is Vishwarupa to the whole world? So that's where this concept of showing Vishwarupa had come to the picture, that he wanted to prove how the entire world is going to accept him and how he wanted to visualize. So there are other instances, even if you understand I think it's coming to the second and third shlokas. So basically, why he will be asking the Aishwarya Rupa? He will be mentioning Purushottama Pradhamanda. So basically, every instance that he feels when he wanted to prove Krishna to the whole world, that's the center of attraction. Otherwise, if he can get the 200 form, is sufficient to move forward. That's the most pleasant form when anybody wanted to worship or when anybody wanted to, pray or anything. Did anyone have in your home, just curious to know, Vishwarupa in your altar? Did anyone have? No, right? So that's the beauty. So everybody wanted the Shamsundar form, 200 form to worship, the most pleasant. When you see that hundreds and thousands of millions of bellies and heads and hands, then it will be furious. But he wanted to show to the world when something is happening, like Gandhar is cursed, and when he is paying obeisances, these kind of activities. He wanted to prove the world that Krishna will be actionable. Sometimes you cannot even question. So we cannot even. So nobody has the ability to please or to curse Krishna. So that's the statement. I heard it from, I think, one of the Sannyasi Maharaj's mentioned. So that's where it talks about basically. So for the next few slokas also, it's kind of acknowledging and encouragement for Arjuna to understand why he wanted to press the Vishwarupa form. And then later it will be more of Krishna describing the universal from 5 to 8. So with this, I'll just make a pause. If anyone has any comments or points to add, they can. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, this Vishwarupa, Virat Rupa was in the Kurukshetra. Who all were able to see? Arjuna, Sanjay?
Actually, there are different instances. I think, if I'm not wrong, maybe people, Aparajit Prabhu and Saran can comment. I think 5 instances it had happened with different people, including Duryodhana also at various stages. So Vishwarupa has been shown, but it's not the same as the same 5 types are not the same. So what Arjuna was seeing is different than what it was shown in other people.
Yeah, Arjuna was definitely a seeing, but others were, I think, they were all, in the Kurukshetra especially, they were not seeing.
Yes.
They were all, Sanjay obviously was seeing.
Yeah, Sanjay, because he is describing to Dhritarashtra, so that's the flow it continues to. So that's actually the next 9 to 31 slokas. He's going to describe it.
But when Krishna showed it in Rajya Sabha, that time many could see, even Dhritarashtra could see. But in the Kurukshetra, all others were in shock actually. What is happening, they don't know. Something is happening there, but they don't know what is happening. So Krishna gives this eyes only to Arjuna. He did not give eyes to all others. But in Rajya Sabha, others could see. Bhishma could see, Vidura could see. That is mentioned.
So, Mother, I think if you recollect the Mahabharata episodes, when the war is happening, sometimes if you could see in the visual representation in the series of events, Krishna tried to stop the time. You remember? in the visually try to collect it. So visually he's going to stop the time because he wanted to show the forms that we are what we are supposed to see, different people in differently. So one for Bhishma, so particularly, and he actually gives you more in depth like why he is going to kill. So the minute when he take the wheel of Radha, he's trying to kill, then that's where he started crying. That just before that episode, he will stop the time. I mean, he will stop that Kala Chakra for a minute. Okay, Hare Krishna, I think it's 6 o'clock. I think I can stop here. Thank you everyone. Manchakalpatarubhyasya kripasindhubhyasya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So I heartily thank